What's up, YouTube? It's Angel here with Caught It Outdoors, and I'm over at Lake Roosevelt. We're going to be fishing a kayak bass tournament this morning, and so I'm just sitting here, got here early, waiting for the rest of the group to show up so we could do our sign-in and all that bit. But I was out here last week. We were fishing with Kayak Fishing with Christ and did some preliminary fishing, and I didn't do too hot. You know, I caught 2 fish, but what was beneficial to me and that I was fishing with other guys, and you know, is that I may have not done so hot, but I learned what didn't work for me and I learned what did. But most important is I learned what the guy that caught the most fish, what was working for him. And so that's always good to pay attention to. And so the key today is going to be switching baits often to find out what hits and, you know, what's hitting with these fish or what they like. And also I believe it's going to be crankbaits. It's that was a ticket. It was, you know, deep fish very once we get past the morning, you know, if there's a topwater bite, once we get past the fish that are up close, after all that, once they're going to go back into the deep, and that's probably going to be the ticket. And so I kind of prepared for that, but we never know. Things could all change. We're over at the Cholla ramp. This is where the event's going to kick off from, but I'm not familiar with this waters, and I'm not gonna you know, throw away the opportunity and the effort that we made last week of fishing over by the Windy Hill. I'm going to go back there because I've learned the terrain, and I've kind of got an idea of where the drop-offs and all these things are from learning it from the graph. And so, you know, last week I didn't do too hot. You know, I did not. I caught 2 fish, and I'll roll in that footage right now because I did catch a PB, a personal first. And that is a smallmouth. I've never caught a smallmouth, so I'll roll in that footage right now. I started off my morning throwing a Rico popper to try and take advantage of the evident topwater action that was going on, but had no success. After a while, I switched over to a Berkeley War Pig, a lipless crankbait, to take advantage of the ability to hit different levels in the water column. And came across one straggler, caught him. He came off right up the kayak. After fishing various depths, various lures, reverting to confidence baits like drop shots and things, I finally switched over to a white speed crawl, and that produced my first fish. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh! Don't come off. Don't come off. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. Come here. Let's get out of here. Hold on. One for the camera. Finally. What's up? Soon after, I got a very encouraging visit by a good friend with not so encouraging news. Evidently, the bite was tough for everyone that morning.
You got some big one yet?
I caught one, and that's it.
Yeah? How long have you been out here?
Since 5 this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
You just caught that one?
Yeah.
Nice.
I hooked onto one this morning, a tiny little one. And then he got off right at the kayak. But it's been tough.
Tough?
Yeah.
Seems to be the case.
Yeah?
Tonight all we caught is a 2.5 pound channel.
Really?
And probably going to be one of the only fish that's brought in, so we're going to bring it in just for
Wow.
shits and giggles.
Yeah, not many people even caught bait.
No?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice to finally meet you, Angel. Trevor.
Nice to meet you. Yeah. We're supposed to be fishing a tournament here next week, but I don't know.
Maybe it'll switch, you never know.
Yeah, I know. But it kind of does something to the psyche when you don't catch nothing and you're like, dang, I'm going to drive 2 hours to lose? But it's all right. After a few hours of no fish, I reverted to video game fishing. Basically, watching my graph, checking the depths that my sonar was marking fish at, and throwing out a lipless crankbait, counting down to those depths and jigging. And that was money. It produced. Oh, here it goes. Yeah! You ain't gonna get me with those trebles. Okay. Oh, check it out! My very first smallmouth. Didn't even realize it. Very first smallmouth bass. Well, guys, gonna be waiting for the rest of the group, and gonna, you know, just after that, once we do our sign in, me and probably a few of the guys. I know my friend Tom is gonna go with me. Well, we're gonna head over to Windy Hill and fish over there. There seems to be a bass boat tournament, so let's see how that all goes. With kayaks and bass boat, they usually don't mix well, but hopefully all goes great. Yeah, so I'll bring you back on once we're on the water. All right, catch you then. All right, we're out here. I'm on the water finally. I'm out here. Gonna put launch here. Kayak bass fishing tournament. Lower here open. So I'm out here with my friend Tom. We got a really good. So we're gonna. Got one. Tom's on the board. Got one, we got one. Oh. Oh yeah. We got one. Second fish. Second fish. Third fish! Third fish! Whoa! Great. Third fish. Okay, let's see. Get our board out. Get our card out. Get our phone out. Got a fourth fish. Yep. Fourth fish. It'll call. All right, everyone. We're done. We're at the check-in. What's up? Yeah.
Get a bite over there?
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
20s?
17, biggest.
15, 13, 17. Ooh, you're about there with me.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna see what happens here. We got Bubba Bass here.
Every time I go around, Patrick was with me a lot of the day.
Almost got there, 17, that's good.
And then, let me see, we got
We were using square levels, same thing.
15 and a half.
Shit, I had 4 early.
Oh, you made the mistake.
And then,
It took them a while, but these last fish over here, it was over 17 inches. Yeah,
There's not really a whole lot of detail.
I was just a little bit ahead of him. I just got through that area, and then he sat there for 5
13.
minutes to pick one up.
Yeah, you get 13 quarter on that one.
okay.
I had to change the code. I changed it from Alabama craw to peanut butter and jelly. And next thing you know,
We're back. They're finishing up the weigh-in. We got everyone here. We have Tom, who I fished with. It was a great time. And they're gonna tally up everything and grab a bite to eat. Feel pretty good about what happened. At least I caught fish. See you in a bit. Hey, what's up YouTube? So everything's done. We're ready to head home, but had a great time. I actually did a lot better than I expected. I got 4th place. I didn't win anything, but you know, it's from the way the morning started off, it sure surprised me. The bite picked up somewhere around 9:30 for me anyways, and then after that it was like fish every 15 minutes or even less. And so that's the way it goes. I got beat for 3rd place, which I would have got 50 bucks. I got beat by, I think, 1/2 inch to 1 inch. The guy had like 46 and a half, I believe, and I had 45 3/4. And so that's the way it goes. But you know what, had a great time. And you know, this is one of the first tournaments that I've actually scored at. I fished at another one and caught not even a cold. But hey, it's been a good time, and so planning on joining these guys for many more of these tournaments. And so I'm gonna head home. You know, it's been a beautiful day, but it's just way too hot now. So catch you later. Hey guys, before I go, I do want to say a few things, and that is that I'm sure glad that I fished the area that I had pre-fished. We almost didn't. I almost fished the area where we launched, but we had pre-fished over by Windy Hill the week before, and so I'm glad I did. You know, even though water levels had dropped a bit, and even though the water clarity had changed to the worse, the fish were still there. In those predominant spots, in your transitional, your ledges, in your, you know, underwater, your channels, your drop-offs, the fish were all still there. And the same spots I had seen fish before, the week before, those dominant areas, those main areas, those fish were there. And so I'm glad. And so, you know, I'm also glad that I did not get stuck on what worked the week before. You know, I was able to be flexible. You know, when last week they were biting on white, that seemed to be the ticket. You know, they seemed to be honing in on those white baits. Not so much this time. We fished it. I fished it. It wasn't happening, but I didn't get stuck on it. So I had a feeling, you know, I had it in my mind, you know, not to get stuck on what worked the week before. And so I was ready to go with that. And so I chose a darker bait. And this was a money right here. This is the guy I was catching them on. I knew they were going to be. It was going to be a shad bait. I knew it was going to be crankbaiting because the fish were out there deep. There were a few fish up in the shallows. My buddy Tom caught a few up in the shallows. You know, early in the morning. They were up there, but you know. And if I had reverted to, you know, my comfort baits, the drop shot, you know, going finesse, which I wanted to because I wasn't catching fish. I really thought I was going to get skunked. Honestly, I thought this is going to suck. Like the last tournament, no fish, no nothing. Don't even show up at the, you know, at the weigh-in. No, but this time I got to show up. I caught fish. And so, but I knew it was going to be crankbaits, but I had a feeling. And so I went with the bluegill with stripes. Let me tell you something. There's something about stripes. And I heard from Matt Allen, he said, he made the statement, he says, I don't know what it is about a perch-colored popper. What you could have, there could be no perch within 100 miles of your waters, but bass nail it. Well, it's the stripes. And coming from the fly tying world, there is a saying, and that is that if you have a fly that has grizzly hackle or peacock herl, they're going to catch fish. And grizzly hackle is a barred feather. It's black and white stripes. Something about that the fish hone in on, and I don't know if that was, it worked for me, you know, and that's what my mindset was to the choice of this bait. Even when I saw it in the store and picked it up, I thought, that's what I want. I want stripes. And so that's what worked. I want to give a shout out to AZ Kayak Fisherman. He was out there fishing with us. And so, but days before this tournament, I'd seen his video and he was doing something, and that's long lining he named it, you know, he's throwing out a line and he's heading off in his kayak, and basically to get your crankbaits a lot deeper than they than they're specified to go. This is what, a 19 foot, 20 foot deep. This is a 6XD. Yeah, 19, 20 feet. I was plowing the bottom at sometimes 30 feet. I was getting this thing down there. And I did bring a 10XD, which after fishing this, and this is the first time I've ever fished a crankbait this big. You got to understand, I come from the finesse world, and I come from the fly time world, from fishing ultralight stuff. And so this to me, you know, a few years ago, this was unfathomable to throw this. I didn't even own anything to throw this. I still don't own anything to throw this. The majority of those fish, truth be told, half the time I had to stop to feel whether there was a fish on the line. Now in the video, in hindsight, I can look in the video and see that the extra bend. And so another thing that I need to start watching is that rod tip. You know, and I heard that from Matt Allen too. But so this is the money right here, going deep. You know, if I'd have gone finesse, if I'd have gone, you know, drop shouting, there's a lot of guys. I guarantee you, the majority of those guys out there beat me as far as numbers. You know, how I got a 4th place was because I dared, like the saying goes, go big or go home. You know, and honestly, in hindsight, I think an 8XD, even that 10XD, may have scored me better. You know, and so I think I'm going to brave it the next time and throw something big in, if it's in that lake or even a lake that has even bigger fish. But anyways, that's what it was. And so in hindsight, you know, it was pretty awesome. I felt like the comeback kid, because I really thought I was going to get skunked. I really did. But anyways, I had a great time. Fishing with my friend Tom and all these guys out here. If you're from Arizona and you're not hooked up with the AZ Kayak Anglers, AZ Kayak and Motorless Anglers, check them out on Facebook. Also, these lower gear tournaments. There's one more. It's going to be at Bartlett next month. Check out their Facebook page. It'll be posted up there. You like fishing, you like kayaking, hey, join the group. It's a great group of guys, you know, who are willing to help out, answer a question. Some of these guys make baits. You know, I would check that out, custom baits. And so it's a great time. It was free to get in this and had a chance to win a little money. They had a small fish. They had a big fish pool going on. And so, you know, it was a great time. So check them out, and thanks for watching. And all you who have subscribed, you know, I'm fishing. Just because I'm not uploading doesn't mean I'm not fishing. It's just I'm not catching. Okay? And so that's the real deal. And so anyways, keep you know, I'll keep posting as long as I'm catching. And so we'll leave it at that. Okay?